Hey everyone, it's Savannah here from OM, and today we're going to be discussing the importance of organized content structures within your business. A lot of us in the B2B, especially marketing atmosphere, we know the importance of blogs and showcasing to our customers that we're experts in what we do, and also giving the opportunity for other marketers who are doing something similar to us an opportunity to learn. Obviously, it's a win win for everybody. You get to focus on what you know, share your knowledge, show your expertise, all the good stuff. However, we all know that when we're doing that sort of research and looking for something to learn, a lot of these websites can be overwhelming and too chaotic when you get there. And it's immediate turn off, and you just leave the page and you go to the next page in order to find something that you're looking for. In the marketing world, we understand this. Obviously, that's part of our job is to make sure that what we're providing in front of the person is actually valuable and helpful and not overwhelming right off the bat. And that goes down to even your blog content on your website. Even if it's not something you specialize in, having your content and your blog organized and put into specific content structures and set up a certain way just off the bat makes people feel more comfortable and way more receptive to learning something new, or like I've said before, showcasing your specialties. So there's four key tips that we here at OM follow that I'm going to discuss today. First one being good keyword research for your company. You don't know where you're going or how to rank for anything if you don't know what that keyword is. So, for example, this one is a keyword of performance marketing, content clusters, the importance of content clusters. And we knew that that was a keyword we wanted to go after when going through our blog content because it's something that we want to get better at ourselves. And it's also something that we want to showcase we know how to do. So there's a couple of things that we do here, um, but it's basically just looking up where you want to be on the web. So if you want your website, for us as an example, would be general marketing agency. Any keywords that are related to general marketing agency in your area, anything like that, we pulled up any and all keywords we decided we wanted to go after and then looked at where we were in those rankings. For example, if we're the 80th site that comes up and it's a keyword that we really, really want to show up for, like performance marketing agency, then we're going to work on that keyword, maybe throw some blogs out there, some videos, whatever it might be in order to get the word out. But it's the best place to start because you have exactly the right foot that you want to start on. And your whole team's on the same page too. They can look at a spreadsheet or a document or anything that you decide to do and see where you're at and where you're progressing. And then month over month, you can track that and see if what you're doing is working or if you need to provide a new strategy. The next tip that I would provide is brainstorm topics and ideas with your team. A lot of us marketers do a lot of behind the scenes work, and very rarely do we need to write copy or any sort of long form content. So it can be a little daunting when someone says, hey, can you write a blog for our website? Hey, can you write a blog on something you know about? And while you might be an expert in that field, it's still a little scary to sit down and write a full page paper when you're used to writing short form content or just captions for ads, stuff like that. So it's really important to get together as a team, and this is another great opportunity to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So here at OM, what we decide to do is we have all of our keyword research done, and then everybody comes together and just brain dumps whatever they can think of to fit a specific keyword, specific category, and just allow anybody and everybody to grab from that list. If it's an idea you want to claim, then you go for it. Or if it's just an idea of content that you thought about but don't necessarily want to write about, then it gives your teammates an opportunity to look at that and maybe think a little deeper, or maybe even say, like, you know what, I am an expert in this. I can go ahead and write about this. It's just a good way to do some team building as well. But obviously, you get a nice long list of topics you can write about so that when the time comes, it's not super daunting. This third piece of advice seems a little obvious, but I like to explain that writing a blog for any sort of business industry or for your company or something like that is going to be a little bit different than the way that we were taught in school to write. So I have here in school, you were taught to write in the following order of intro, main points 1 through 3, and then you have some sort of conclusion. When you're writing a blog, you need to explain the whys. It's super important to explain to the person that is reading why they should be reading it, why they should stay engaged, and why they shouldn't leave without gaining that knowledge. So in marketing, what we like to do is introduce the problem. If you're looking for something, you have an issue. If you're trying to learn something, you might have an issue, or just general information that you're trying to gather. It's good to know what the problem is so that if you do come across that in the future, you have the solution. So introduce the problem or identify the problem. Define your why. Why are you tackling this problem? Why is it important for you? Why is it important for somebody else to figure out? Why, as a marketer, is it important for you to read, etc.? Explain the challenges. Obviously, with anything you do, not just marketing related, but in any field, there's going to be some challenges sometimes to implement a set process, to solve an issue, anything like that. So it's nice to put up front what those challenges are and also explain the challenges of the issue you're having. It's stopping me from doing X, Y, or Z. And that also puts some more perspective in for the reader so that they know what they're reading, again, for that why, what the challenge is, and then they're looking for that solution, which is the next part, which would be provide the solution. So now you've explained your why, your problem, the challenges that you're having because of said problem, and now you can provide the solution. And this is an excellent part, obviously, for a blog. You get to, again, show your expertise and really provide an opportunity to teach somebody something that they might not know or understand and could be having the same issues as you are. And then lastly, summarize. This is pretty standard, like our introduction and our conclusion that we were taught to do. Just summarize everything that you said, maybe any last minute tips or suggestions. And this is also a great place to update blogs if you've learned something in the future that you decided you wanted to put back in the blog. It's always nice to leave a couple of tips like, hey, I did this and it performed even better, or even extend this content cluster and go on and start writing about that as well. Last piece of advice is really just keep it simple, um, especially in the B2B world or any sort of business world or any sort of company world for that matter. A lot of people just don't have the time and dedication that they once did in order to read these long form contents that we're putting out. So keeping it simple and straight to the point is really important. And that also plays into your formatting, explaining your why and explaining the solution makes that person feel like they should continue to read through so that they get all of the information that they are looking for. But if you overload them with content or overload them right when they get to your blog homepage of mismatched content, or here's a blog about one thing and a blog about a totally separate topic, it can feel overwhelming. And that just circles back to what we were talking about earlier about making sure you're organized, keeping it simple, making sure you and your team are on the same page, and you will have great success. And yeah, that is everything that I have to share of the importance of organized content structures. As always, you can reach out to anybody on the OM team for any questions, and we would love to help. And I hope you found this blog useful. Thanks for watching.